to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today we finished a suspension revalve on this 2024 Yamaha YZ450 KYB suspension. It was revalved to our JBI suspension, off-road spec. This rider competes in many of the works races, GP races, and off-road races around Southern California. Those type of events usually have some good speed and momentum as you're riding them. So the riders are constantly or primarily in second, third, and fourth gear speeds. So because of that, the suspension needs to be comfortable and compliant, but still have a good amount of hold up for the fast sections, the big impacts that they encounter, such as big whoops and G-outs. This is the motocross bike. The rider wanted to start with that as their base setup instead of going with the off-road model. So that is why they have their suspension here at Ride JBI, so that we can tune these KYB suspension from their motocross spec to our JBI suspension off-road spec. So again, the dampers, this item here, and this one was revalved to our JBI suspension off-road spec. We also utilize the JBI Titanium Pro Perch, that is this item here, to further improve the bottoming resistance of the forks. And they're also going down one spring rate on the forks. You can see the spring that we currently have installed on the cartridge. That is also a KYB brand spring, but we had it REM super finished. So it polishes the spring to a very high level. You can see the spring above it. That's the stock spring that replaced it. So same brand spring. Both are from KYB, but as you can see, the spring that is installed on the cartridge has a much better finish. This does two things. It makes the spring operate a little bit quieter inside the fork because it has a smoother finish, and also it keeps the oil cleaner. When a fork spring has a rough finish, that rough finish is going to get rubbed off and smoothed out when it rubs against the inside of the inner fork tube. So instead of that happening, let's just start off with a spring that is already polished. The KYB rear shock was also revalved to a matching JBI suspension off-road spec. We also decreased the spring rate on the shock as well, and we utilized a new bladder cap, one that we can fill with a Schrader valve instead of the rubber plug that you pierce with a needle. We find these to be more durable and more consistent. Ride JBI has also tested, tuned, and developed many other suspension settings. We have settings for all the various types of off-road riding: motocross, supercross, arena cross, and freestyle motocross. If you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email. We can discuss the year, make, and model bike that you have, which options are available, and based on that, which setup would be most advantageous for you. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com.